We are St. James's.
The journey that we've had this year has been brilliant. I suppose from the very first match out in Tuam, where we got a draw, we realised that there was a lot of lads that were ready to put their hand up and become part of the team. I think there was a period then through the season where we actually had an awful lot of rotation. There was guys away, there was people gone off to college, there was people gone away for the summer, different things. But the squad that we had actually allowed us to do that, to rotate the team. So we were very, very lucky also in the sense that we had a lot of guys with a huge amount of experience that had played senior football or that were part of the senior panel, that are still part of the senior panel, but they actually came on board with the juniors and they helped us out an awful lot. I suppose the likes of Owen O'Regan coming into the fold, Alan Hanley bringing a huge amount of experience and ability, then with the likes of Rob Wynne and a whole host of other lads that were training with both squads and really putting in a massive shift for the team. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was great to get the likes of Ronan O'Connell back in the fold. You know, the guy had a stormer of a season, and definitely without Ronan we wouldn't have a county medal, you know. So it was a great season. I think we only lost 2 league matches, and by the time we came around to play Mountbellew out there in just before race week, I think it was, we knew that they were the league leaders. We knew that if we could topple these guys, we'd be in with a great shout of finishing second, ahead of Currafin and the likes of Headford. And then lo and behold, when we did beat them out there on a kind of a grey summer's evening, a good trip from town and all that involved as well, it was just a great feeling. And then the league final itself then was played a few months later, and we, as finishing second place, we met Mountbellew again in the final, and they were on a high at that time as a club. They were, after qualifying for the county final, senior county final, they had a huge panel. When they turned up to play us out in Craig Pitch and Annadown, you could see an awful lot of their junior players had featured for the senior team already in the or had tagged for the senior team already in the championship, and they were taking it very seriously. And that day out in Mountbellew, we just knew what we had to do. We knew we had faith in the players that we had, and we had a few positional changes. People were away. Mark Kelly came in, played fullback that day, had a stormer of a game, and we knew that if we just dug deep, we'd have enough to beat them. And that was a fantastic win. That was one of the most enjoyable days out for me, and I really enjoyed it. So it's been a great year. The build up to the Westboard final involved us beating Spiddle, Carrow and Napiershik, Rossmuck. We bet them out in Invern on a dirty old day, and that was a tough match. So we knew going into the final then against Barna, we knew they'd be a very experienced side. They dispatched Father Griffin's Air Rogue in their semi-final. They had a few marquee forwards that we knew that we'd need to take care of. When the day itself came around, we couldn't have asked for a better day. We were out in Pearse Stadium, the sun was shining, very little wind, and we had a lovely crowd there from St. James's, and we just knew from the get-go that match was there for the winning. I think we came in at half time, the scores were very close. I think we were a point up. We knew that we had to put our stamp on the game in the second half, and thankfully we did that. Again, from our subs that day against Barna made a massive impact. The likes of Killian Brannock and Rob Carroll were very influential, and when the final whistle went, it was a great sense of relief, because that Barna team, they were a very good team, and you could see the disappointment in their faces. We went to speak to the teams afterwards, We went into the Barna dressing room. Myself and Pat Jordan went in. They were desolate. Do you know, they had their sights firmly set on that Westport final, and unfortunately that was the end of their campaign. So on the back of that, we had a great celebration. Not too much now, but we enjoyed ourselves, and we started preparations then for the county final.
I suppose what inspires me to play football for St James's is it's all around me ever since I've been a young boy, 5 years of age. Between my father and my older brother, massive influences on me growing up, and it was a very natural thing for me to go and play football, and very enjoyable. So I've made so many friends over the years, and I love playing football. I suppose the last 2 years before I managed to make the return to football were very difficult for me. On a personal basis, I struggled a lot with a physical injury that caused me a lot of pain in the day-to-day. Just even sleeping at night, I was in a lot of pain for the best part of 20 months, and I had to get surgery in July 2016 on my back, which turned out to be the best thing ever for me. I managed to make a full recovery. There were plenty of times where I thought I'd never play football again, and when the opportunity came, after getting lots of physio and lots of treatment, to actually start running and losing weight again and back playing football, it was a real boost for me on just a real personal basis, because I never thought I'd get there again, let alone what would happen this year with the juniors, so I was just delighted. The county final against Corofin this year out in Tuam, we started off so poorly. It's something that's long been talked about. It was such a bad start to the game, and I myself wasn't happy with my own performance. It went long periods without getting my hands on the ball, and I just felt like I was playing very poorly. I suppose certain things happened in the game where Rory McCann was very lucky with an injury that he had, and he had to come off. Mark Kelly came on. Some players you have a connection with that it's hard to describe. They just know what you're going to do, and you know what they're going to do. And I felt that once he had the ball in his hands, he knew where I would be, and I won some frees, whether I was fouled or I managed to kick them over myself. When the game was going on, it all kind of happened so fast. Even in the second half, towards the end, when we were making the comeback, I wasn't paying attention to what I had scored. I was just so focused on getting more scores and trying to even the match up. And then the opportunity came towards the end when I was quite tired, as again my fitness levels weren't at what I'd hoped them to be. We got a free out towards nearly the halfway line really, and Alan Hanley had asked me to come out and take it, and I just said to him, no, I won't take it. It was just too far out, I wouldn't try it. And he said, come out and take it. So I went out anyways, and there was a bit of controversy on the line with Corofin lads. They were watching where I was standing, where the ball was placed, and I managed to steal 1 or 2 yards while the referee wasn't looking. And I suppose I just was very focused on the fact that I'd done this before, playing with Galway under 18 and under 21. I'm a confident individual when I have the ball in my hands, so I felt I could kick it over, and thankfully it did. It went over. So I managed to win the county title after it, so I was delighted. To be part of this junior team this year in St James's was really something amazing. To win 3 trophies between the league, the Westport final and the county final is a really remarkable achievement. I feel very lucky to be part of a team with so many good footballers. There's a long list of lads I could list off, such as Alan Hanley, Rory McCann, Paddy McKernan, Chucky O'Connor, Sean Byrne, Josh McFarlane, Rob Carroll. There's so many I could name, Gary Farrell. There's a long list of lads, and I'll stop there because I'll forget so many of them. But like when I think of the matches that we won, especially the finals, the bench played such a big role in winning those matches. And I don't think we would have won any of those matches if it wasn't for the impact that subs made coming off the bench. It was a real unit, and Pat Burke, Pat Jordan and Pádraig Shoiga put an awful lot of work into us throughout the year. And even at times when matches were called off and fixtures postponed, we always maintained a good level of training and things like that. So it was a brilliant year. I'm absolutely delighted the way it turned out. Going into 2018, I think, you know, on the back of winning 3 titles at junior and winning a cup at the seniors, I don't know why we can't be thinking about things like the Franks Fox Cup. I know Corofin are a big hurdle, they're always there, but at some stage that monopoly has to come to an end, and you You know, we've had great records against them, minor and under 21, all the way up through for a long number of years. So I don't know why we can't carry that on to senior, and I think we can if everybody believes in it and everybody's pushing in the right direction. So hopefully it'll be a great year for us.
Hi, I'm Anya.
Hi, I'm Martina.
And we're the Conroys.
Conroys.
To put on St James's jersey, I suppose it means just to play for your local club, alongside family and friends, and just to go out and do your best on the pitch at all times.
Yeah, St James's to me is our club. We represent our club as much as we can. Be proud to do for ourselves, our families, and for the parish. And friendships, loyalty, and the actual game itself, football, enjoying it. That's what James's means to me.
So over the last few years we've competed in 10 finals and we won 6 of them. Of course all of them were fairly challenging, but there was more harder than the others.
Yeah, I'd probably say the Salthill final in 2015 was the hardest. That was, we were in Junior B fighting to get into Junior A at that point. So yeah, for me it was definitely the toughest game that we had, plus Salthill being local. It was a great achievement and sense of satisfaction to win that match, and it came right down to the wire. I think we won by a couple of points in the end, but there wasn't much in it.
I suppose for this year, my aim plus I'd say the rest of the team, to hopefully get to another final if possible, to try and get up to senior. I suppose that's our long-term aim, especially when we're in intermediate now, and just to progress ourselves individually as well.